G'day, Finroo here, how you doing? Welcome along to Happy Homebrew Wednesday number 9. I hope you're all doing well. I'm not doing too bad. I'm doing the dry July, and it's piece of cake actually. I haven't felt any better, I haven't felt any worse, I just am the same. So I don't know what that says, but I'm into halfway through the third week, so another week next week, and I can sample a beer, which would be great. So I've got, I kegged up the Morgan's Banshee Bitter last week. I kegged that up, and I was sort of wondering what it was going to be like kegging up my beer, without having a beer, because, that's the sort of thing we do, isn't it? We have a beer, or we keg up, and whatever we're doing. Um, so I've got that done. What I have been doing, I have been fermenting. What I've got here is some fermenting fish. Okay, so I can't remember how I got onto this fermenting fish business, but I was probably looking up something to do with fertilizer for the garden. And so then I was down at the fish shop, and I said to the fishmonger down there, because I often get a bag of fresh fish, some gurnard or something like that, and some flounder or something like that every couple of weeks. Quite like eating fish, and I said to the guy down there, he knows, but I've been buying off him for quite a few years. I said to him, "You haven't got a couple of fish carcasses, have you? A couple of fish bodies?" He said, "What for?" I said, "Well, I'm for fertilizer. I want to make fertilizer." He says, "Okay." He said, "I'll get some for you." So he disappeared out the back, and the lady was serving me, got me my fresh fish and gurnard and blah blah blah. I got it all out, and I said, and he was gone. I said, "Is he going to get me some fish?" She said, "Oh, I think so." And next minute he comes around the corner with a big box full of box of fish. It was basically after he fillets them, he just throws the head and this the skeleton, the guts and everything goes into a box. So he brought me the whole box up, sealed it up, the whole business, carried it out to the car for me, put a wee sort of special paper plastic mat underneath so it wouldn't get on the seats. But he made a really nice job of it. So I had all this fish, and I thought, oh my god, I didn't want that much. So I thought, oh, that's okay, I'll figure out something. Well, fortuitously, about a week before that, a mate of mine had dropped off 2 old fermenting vessels. This one here, which is rather large, and another one which is down there. I thought, I know, I'll use all that fish and I'll put it in there, I'll make a huge batch. So what I'm going to do, if you're interested in making some fermenting fish, okay, so it's amino acids won't be broken down in this because it's a cold ferment. All right, so it's been sitting outside for 2.5 weeks. So what the story is, I'll just give you a rundown on how I did it, and then I'll leave a link if you're interested, and you can watch a video from a guy. He's called Garden Like A Viking, and he's very, very good. And I've been watching a few of his. This is how I got onto this and started doing this. So I'll just pass that on because it's not too technical, but I haven't quite grasped the idea of it, the technical side of it very much. I've just basically gone ahead and done it. So what I did was I put this, I guess it was 15 kg of fish waste, and then and there's different recipes out there. So I went 3 to 1. So 15 kg of fish waste, I added 3 kg of brown sugar, and I put the brown sugar in with the fish, and I gave it a bit of a mince around with a stick, and then I put in, filled it up level with the fish. Filled it up level with the fish with rainwater, no chlorine. Okay, so rainwater up to there. Give it a big stir around for a bit, give it a big mix in. And then I put in we had a bottle of old yogurt sitting in the fridge. So what I did, I just used that. It was probably just past its use by date. It had been opened a little bit, had been taken out, so I threw that in. Now the reason I put the yogurt in, and the reason I put the sugar in, is the yogurt contains lactobacillus, okay, an enzyme that will break down the fish and ferment it out. Okay, so it's not making alcohol. So it's fermenting it down. It breaks it down. It won't, because it's a cold ferment. It's not going to destroy the amino acids. And it will be very, very rich in nitrogen. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of good things in there for the soil as well as for the plants. So it's a cold ferment. It is going slowly. I did ask him about that if I had it too cold, and he said no, it'll be all right, but it's going to take a while. Could put a heat belt around it, but I know that it's working because it doesn't smell. It doesn't. Well, it smells. It doesn't smell like rotten fish, which is a good thing. Which tells me that it's working really well. So no, it smells like. I know that smell. It's kind of a slight. It's kind of a vinaigrette kind of smell. If that makes any sense, kind of like, I guess it's kind of like sauerkraut. That kind of ferment. That's what it smells like. So it's not off. It's going well. And there's little bubbles happening. So it's just very, very slow. So I don't have to worry about my plants at the moment outside. So what I'm going to do is I'll leave it till probably October, June, July, August, September, October, November. So October, another 2.5 months. I will. I'll show you what I'm going to do, and I've got to strain it through and store it in bottles, and then it gets watered down 1,000 to 1, which means if you've got 10 litres, then you're going to use 10 milligrams or 10 mil of this thing. So it's it can be watered down quite a lot. So it's gonna last a while. I'm looking forward to it. It's just something different. Dry July, still want to ferment something. All right, so that's what I'm doing. That's what I've been doing, and I'm really happy with it. It's been going well. There is some positive pressure there. So yeah, fermented fish for fertilizer, not for drinking. Yeah, hope you guys have been doing well. Roy's been at it again. He's got some more beers coming my way and some cider. So I had a talk to him last night, and this one here must be obviously the number 3. So there's a number 3 there. It must have rubbed off. The number must have rubbed off. Number 1, which is the cider, I'm pretty sure. Probably got around the wrong way. And this is his version of Old Peculiar. Okay, so he's done a version of Old Peculiar, and it's different than the version that I did. So I'd be really interested to have a look at that and yeah, and compare notes. So I really want to make that Old Peculiar again. In fact, I want to. I'm going to be brewing the tired bastard again, the mild. I forgot to put my when I rattled off the recipe to Jared, it should have had 5 malts in it. I only had 4. I only rattled off 4 malts, so I left out the light chocolate, and that doesn't matter. It's still a nice drinking beer anyway, so that's all good. Now, just thought I'd show you. I've been coming to some records, just buying over the last sort of, well, I don't know, a few weeks, I suppose, a couple of months. So what I've got, I just thought I'd share them with you if you're interested in the sort of vinyl that I'm collecting. Got a nice early original pressing of Iron Maiden's Woman in Uniform. Beautiful copy of that. That's a 12-inch single. Another 12-inch single here. Number of the Beast, of course, with a live version recorded live in Italy. Remember Tomorrow. I played these. They sound mighty. They're on 45 RPM. Beautiful. Something a bit different. Well, the rest of them are a bit different. I kind of like listening to sort of jazz, any guitar skills, technical stuff. Guitar work and bass work, and just really good prog rock, that sort of thing. So I got this one here, Return to Forever. He's got some really big hitters on it. Your Stanley Clarks, Chick Corea, Lenny White, Al Di Meola. Really, really good. I've got quite a few Stanley Clark records, great bass player. So that's a really nice record. I've got that a wee while back. Duke of Tollin, couple of Ducatolan records. Don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but that is slick playing, very slick playing. They all just the classical guitar pieces, and this is more sort of your prog rock, your prog rock sort of stuff. Beautiful records, in very good condition. Also, I haven't opened this yet, still in the shrink wrap, is Tarja Turuman's first solo live LP recording called, what's it called? Act 1. Yeah, I've got Act 2, and I've got all of her records, or all of her music on CD and vinyl. The vinyl's quite expensive, and I have to order it in from overseas, but it's worth the wait. And I'm looking forward to having a beer and a whiskey and listening to that, because I love her stuff, as you know. Yeah, she was in Nightwish. Wonderful stuff. Also, some other stuff here. I've been listening to quite a bit of music. And another thing about listening to music, I thought, oh, how am I going to go not having a beer while I'm listening to music? Because that's what I always do. Not a problem. Just have a cup of coffee. It's no different. It's not a big deal at all. Tangerine Dream. Beautiful. That one's Hyperborea. I've only just got that one. Tangerine Dream again. White Eagle. All on the Virgin logos. Underwater Sunlight. Tangerine Dream. Wonderful record. La Park. Tangerine Dream again. I've got all these listed on my Discogs, because I put all my records on Discogs just to categorize them. Now this, and here's another one, Klaus Schulze. So he died just recently, as a matter of fact, unfortunately, but put out a ton of stuff, going way back to the 70s. German. It's that kind of krautrock, where they have all of the synths and the organs, keyboards, but also drums and guitars and everything like that. It's mostly all instrumental. The only time they use vocals is just sort of as an instrument. Wonderful stuff. I really like it. And if you're a bit of an audiophile and you like to hear, audiophile. If you like to hear, the dynamics, the soundstage of music when you're playing back, this stuff is great. Here's something a bit different. I only got this record today, came in the post, second hand. It's 1977, the Intergalactic Touring Band. I just played it, just so I could get a bit of an idea of it. It's on the EMI label. I haven't seen that EMI label on many records, apart from on singles. So, so it's New Zealand pressing. So this has got some characters on it. Unfortunately, it didn't come with the inner booklet. So this, if you're familiar with Kalatu, slightly Beatlesque, and if you know of a guy called Arian did Castles, Into the Magic Castles, I think it's called, and a lot of those other albums where they tell a story, and this is very much like this, but it's also got Arthur Brown's on here, Dave Cousins from Straubs, and he sings a couple of songs, Larry Fast from Synergy, Annie Haslam from Renaissance, Percy Jones with Brand X, Snips Rick Parfitt and Francis Rossi, you know them, the boys from Status Quo. Did I say Meatloaf? Meatloaf's on here. Yeah, Meatloaf's on here, and some other fellas. Marge Raymond from Flame. And it's a good album. A really good album. I just played it, as I said before, and I really enjoyed it. It had quite a dynamic sound for 1977, though I had to move my subwoofer around, because it's one of those recordings, I don't know if you know them, where you got the bass, and he's playing up high, and it sounds sort of spot on, and then when he plays down to the lower register, the poor old subwoofer, it was that frickin' thumpy, it just, poor old subwoofer, so I had to just move it out a bit and muck around, and it sounds really good, really good. And one last one, you still with me? A band called New England. This is a promo white label pressing. Very good. Only paid $6.50 for this, plus $10 postage. Side 1, promotional copy, not for sale. On the white, it's a Electra. So it's kind of new wave, although the guys on the back don't really look new wave. We've got long hair, and my wife said they've got eyeliner on, but I don't know if you can see that from there. But it is kind of new wave. They're very, very good harmonies. Almost like, I thought Electric Light Orchestra type harmonies. But the music itself is a bit more gritty than Electric Light. But so there, yeah. Nice record for the collection. So cheers. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. So next week it'll still be Dry July. Everything's going, yeah, it's all in there ready to go. But I won't be brewing, I don't think. I may brew next week, I'll see, but I don't think I'll be brewing until the week after next. So once again, thank you very much for watching, and go the fermented fish. I'll let you know how it goes. I think it's going pretty well. So cheers. You guys take care.